This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Gilas Pilipinas falls to the New Zealand All Blacks, suffering their first loss in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2027 Asian Qualifiers at the Mall of Asia Arena. All eyes are on Calvin Abueva as he makes his Converge FiberXers debut on opening day of the PBA 50th Season Commissioner's Cup against the Macau Black Bears on March 11 at Ninoy Aquino Stadium following his trade from Titan Ultra. For the first time in history, the Mobile Legends Professional League Philippines opens its doors to foreign talent led by Indonesian gold winner Sultan Aeronshikii Mohammed as he suits up for Team Liquid Philippines. The New York Knicks are once again in the superstar spotlight as LeBron James heads towards unrestricted free agency with his $52.6 million deal set to expire, and the Los Angeles Lakers shifting focus to a new core. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 25th of February. Now, here's our roundup. As the Titan Ultra Giant Risers turn the page, head coach Renzi Bahar is preaching patience over panic, focusing on growth, grit, and mentality ahead of a wide-open PBA Commissioner's Cup. Can development be their biggest weapon? Once again, here's Zeus Valdez with the details.
As a new era begins for the Titan Ultra Giant Risers, head coach Renzi Bahar is setting the tone early, prioritizing growth and development ahead of the upcoming PBA Commissioner's Cup. Bahar expects a wide-open and highly competitive conference, with contenders across the board leaving little room for error from opening tip.
Siyempre, andyan yung defending champion yung sa San Miguel, kasi champion lang na San Miguel, yung Token Tex. Then, lalo na yung Converge, nagpalakas din yung Converge. But I think the whole PBA teams now, especially meron tayong bagong team from Macau. So talagang magiging very competitive yung this conference sa PBA.
Despite the level of competition, Bahar made it clear that the Titan Ultra's focus is on steady improvement rather than immediate results.
Right now, yung goal namin is to be a better team every game. Not only na manalo, but alam mo yung maging better team kami na every game makuha namin yung dapat namin makuha.
For Bahar, the process starts in practice and in building the character and mentality of his players. Reporting for the Scorecard, I am Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
The Philippine Basketball Association has released its schedule for the upcoming Commissioner's Cup, tipping off March 11 at Ninoy Aquino Stadium in Manila. The opening day features the Macau Black Bears taking on the Converge FiberXers in the marquee matchup. All eyes will be on Calvin Abueva as he suits up for Converge after being traded by Titan Ultra between conferences. The second game could showcase the PBA debut of 7'6" import Sam De Guara for Macau alongside fellow reinforcement Tony Mitchell. Another highly anticipated debut comes March 20 when Bol Bol makes his first PBA appearance as TNT battles rain or shine at Smart Araneta Coliseum. That same night, Barangay Ginebra and Justin Brownlee begin their campaign against the Tall Blacks. Before the opening the league stages its All-Star Weekend, March 6 through 8 in Candon City, Ilocos Sur. Gilas Pilipinas absorbed its first setback in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2027 Asian Qualifiers after the New Zealand All Blacks escaped with a 69-66 victory Thursday night at Mall of Asia Arena, sealed by a late follow-up basket from Yanni Wetzel with 13.8 seconds remaining. Zeus Valdez is joining us live from the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay. Zeus, kamusta?
Anton, good evening. A late fourth quarter push came up short for Gilas Pilipinas as the national team absorbed a narrow 69-66 loss to the New Zealand All Blacks. in the second window of the 2027 FIBA World Cup Asian Qualifiers here at the Mall of Asia Arena. Anton, despite defensive struggles, Gilas Pilipinas stayed within striking distance and had a chance to force overtime in the final seconds. New Zealand used disciplined defense and timely outside shooting to build a double-digit lead in the second half, an edge that proved enough down the stretch. Anton, Gilas made one last push with twin team Meliora Brown, AJ Adu, and Dwight Ramos, cutting the deficit to just two, 66-68 late in the fourth. A potential game-tying three, however, failed to fall as the Tall Blacks held on for the win. Ramos led Gilas Filipinas with 16 points, TJ Perez added 15, while Juan Gomez de Leaño scored 10 in his return to the national team as Gilas dropped to 2-1 record. After the game, Ramos admitted he was not at his best but said he is already looking ahead to Gilas Pilipinas' next test against Australia on Sunday. Back to you, Anton.
Zeus, I just have one question about Justin Brownlee because you mentioned some of the leading scorers from Gilas Pilipinas. Were you able to speak to Justin Brownlee or bump into him? Did he talk to reporters after the game? The defense was really tough on Brownlee as he struggled offensively in this game.
Unfortunately, Anton, it's just Dwight Ramos and CJ Perez who talk to the media.
I see. All right, well, let's see if Justin can adjust in March 1 in the next game of Gilas Pilipinas. Zeus, thank you so much for the update. All right, a new era is set to begin in MPL Philippines Season 17 as the league will have its very first import coming from another Mobile Legends powerhouse, Indonesia. Let's get to know more about Team Liquid Philippines' reinforcement in the report of Sheila Salaysay.
For the first time since the league's inception, the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Philippines is welcoming foreign players into the spotlight. Leading that breakthrough is Indonesian gold laner Sultan Aeronshikii Muhammad, suiting up for Team Liquid Philippines. After back-to-back championships in seasons 15 and 16, Team Liquid PH isn't just defending a title. They're building a dynasty, and they've added serious firepower. Aeronshikii was previously part of Team Liquid ID during their impressive run in the M6 World Championship, where the squad reached the grand finals. Now, the young Indonesian brings his sharp mechanics, disciplined laning, and fearless late-game positioning to an already stacked Filipino lineup known for its clinical macro play and championship composure.
I respect for the many expectation to other people because this team TLPH and I replace Oheb. So I just want to say, just trust me, trust my team, and I can prove everything because I want to learn so hard.
But the reinforcements don't stop there. The cavalry has also tapped Singaporean tactician Ong Wei Aeon Chang as head coach. Another bold international move after the team's earlier than expected exit in the M7 World Championship. Known for his structured drafting philosophy and emphasis on discipline, Aeon arrives with a clear and ambitious mission. 2 words, Golden Road. That means winning every major title in a single competitive year, domestic dominance, and global supremacy. With a 2-time champion core, international import, and a foreign coach steering the system, Team Liquid Philippines isn't just reloading, they're evolving. Season 17 isn't just another split. It's the most internationally charged chapter in MPL Philippines history, and the race for the Golden Road has officially begun. Reporting for the Scorecard, Sheila Salaysay, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. is facing another lawsuit, this time from a high-end Miami jeweler claiming he owes $1.375 million for luxury watches and chains. According to court filings, Mayweather allegedly purchased 27 watches and 15 chains totaling $1.675 million from AJ's jewelry last August, but paid just $300,000. 5 checks reportedly bounced. The lawsuit follows other recent legal issues, including a New York claim alleging he owes $330,000 in unpaid rent on a Manhattan penthouse, along with a separate federal case in South Florida involving a reported $4 million jewelry dispute. The 50-0 former champion is scheduled to return to the ring in September for a rematch against Manny Pacquiao. As the Philippines prepares to host the first Under-19 Asian Sepak Takraw Championship, attention is focused on how the national team will be selected. The milestone event organized under the Pilipinas Sepak Takraw Association Incorporated was formally celebrated by Federation leaders alongside PSC Chairman Patrick Gregorio and Commissioner Walter Torres, underscoring its significance in uniting the region through sport. For Pilipinas Sepak Takraw Association Incorporated President Karen Tanchanco Caballero, the maiden Under-19 edition is about elevating youth and building clear career pathways for young athletes. She stressed that hosting the first tournament of its kind comes with responsibility, particularly in ensuring that opportunity is open to all.
Is the one spearheading the grassroots movement in our country, getting direct connection with all our regional directors from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao to ensure that opportunity for Sepak Takraw, the youth of Sepak Takraw athletes would include children from Mindanao, Visayas, and Luzon. So as we speak, we are already in motion coordinating with all the clubs and regional directors across the country to ensure that talents are all considered.
They are also looking at intertown competitions and the Palarong Pambansa this May. There will be at least 12 countries expected to clash this November. Capital One Solar Energy Solar Spikers survive a 5-set battle against the Farm Fresh Foxies in the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference Thursday at the Playtime Phil Oil Center. The final score, 26-24, 20-25, 28-26, 20-25, 15-11. Capital One Solar Energy Solar Spikers improved to 3-3, led by Sidney Niegos with 20 points. In the deciding set, Capital One rolled to a 4-0 start, saw Farm Fresh tie it at 10-all, then responded with a clutch 4-0 run to take control. Bella Belen delivered a triple-double, 23 points, 19 excellent receptions, and 12 digs, including the match-winning cross-court hit. Trisha Tubu paced Farm Fresh Foxies with 30 points, but the Foxies fall to 2-3 win-loss record. The New York Knicks are once again being linked to a superstar, this time with LeBron James headed for unrestricted free agency this summer. James' $52.6 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers is set to expire, and with Los Angeles shifting its focus toward a new core, questions continue to swirl about his next move. With James offering no clear answers about his future, New York has emerged as a potential landing spot for a team already built to contend and in need of a veteran closer. A Knicks lineup featuring Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, and James would offer balance, defense, and elite playoff experience, especially in late-game situations. Meanwhile, here are the results from around the league. When we return after a tough loss to New Zealand, what's next for Gilas Pilipinas? How will that setback impact their upcoming showdown against Australia in Window 2 of the FIBA World Cup 2027 Asian Qualifiers? We break down Gilas' recent performance and preview their next big challenge together with San Miguel Beer assistant coach Dayong Mendoza when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to the Scorecard. We break down Gilas' recent performance and preview their next big challenge together with San Miguel Beer Assistant Coach Dayong Mendoza. Coach, magandang gabi at maraming salamat sa pagsama sa akin dito sa The Scorecard.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo. Salamat po sa pag-imbita.
Coach, eto, medyo masakit na pagkatalo. Just happened moments ago. Natalo ang Gilas Pilipinas sa New Zealand by 3 points at kapansin-pansin yung depensa ng Tall Blacks kay Justin Brownlee. He was not among the leading scorers of Gilas Pilipinas. Coach, ano po yung nakita nyo dito at nag-struggle itong si Justin?
Yes, no, kung re-reviewin natin yung stats ni Justin Brownlee, he was just 2 out of 10 sa field goal attempt. And clearly, that is not a good sign. Okay? Mahal natin ng bayan natin, mahal natin si Brownlee, pero as the import for our basketball team, I think we should find ways for him to score. Either he's being defended properly individually or nasiset up pa natin siya sa mga proper screens. So I think there should be a lot of video review regarding paano dinipensahan itong ating mahal na si Justin Brownlee.
Another thing that I noticed, Coach, is that parang panay 3-point shooting ang naging atake natin for a Tim Cone-led squad, which to me is surprising because that's not the way they play when we watch Coach Tim coach Ginebra. But obviously, this is a different situation, international game. Do you think that maybe the players are still adjusting, taking many threes?
Very good question, no, and very nice to point that out. We just shot 7 out of 37 sa 3-point land area, no? And that is very low, a very low 18%. So I think if you review the field goal attempts, no, 3 players sa Gilas ang tatlong most field goal attempts natin. Number 1 was Ramos. He just made his first 3-point attempt nung offensive rebound na tapik sa kanya. Pinasa ni CJ. That's it. He was 1 out of 10 from 3-point land. Pangalawa si Perez natin. He was 6 of 14 sa field goal attempts. So typical CJ Perez, no? Alagaan natin yan. But I think ito medyo kailangan pag-aralan ng ating Gilas teaming rotation regarding sa bagong dagdag na si Bilyonaryo. He was 4 out of 11. I think for a point guard, I think that is too much field goal attempts. And to point out also that he just played 14 minutes and 51 seconds. So nasapawan yung ibang siguro looks natin sa bigs inside or yung ball screen action natin sa roll or sa player. So napunta lahat sa field goal attempts na to, and which you pointed out nicely, 7 out of 37, that is not so good.
Pero sayang Coach, because it was a bad third quarter for Gilas. We were outscored 9-20, and then during that period, we shot actually 1 for 10 from beyond the arc. Now, we focus our attention on the March 1 game against Australia. Coach, based on what happened here against New Zealand, ano yung mga dapat na adjustments na gawin ng koponan to have a better showing against Australia?
Okay, if you review the last play, no, in last 2 minutes 35, we were down 59-66 and we made that terrific run to close the gap at 64-66. But during the last 2 plays or even the whole game, no, crucial yung mga tapikan sa loob. So I think we should, for me, my personal opinion, I think we should go for a taller lineup. Okay, talaga yung dos tres natin, lakihan natin, and even CJ at the point guard. I think he understands the triangle offense si Team Cone. He has been through a lot with Team Cone. So if you play him at the 1, get a bigger 2, get a bigger 3 to control more of that board. Kasi yun talaga yung mari sa atin nung last play natin.
That's very interesting, Coach. In San Miguel ba? I forgive me if I didn't realize this because obviously you have Wami there, you have Chris Ross. Minsan ba pinagpo-point nyo talaga si CJ sa San Miguel?
Actually, yung scouting report kasi ng mga kalaban, dinideny talaga yung point guards namin. So, Jay Perez, Jericho Cruz, they have the license to bring down the ball and call out the ball. So I think, if you look at the triangle offense, hindi naman talaga kailangan ng natural point guard, no? Kasi they do the lob system at the backcourt. So, if CJ at the 1, imagine yung scoring threat niya, he was very consistent the whole game. And then malaking tres tayo na more shooting and more height and depth. I think we can do better against Australia this Sunday.
What about Junmar? Is there a way, or should we make it more of an emphasis na i-set up? Obviously, Justin Brownlee, we have to get him going. But what about Junmar Fajardo against Australia?
Well, not only Junmar Fajardo, no, I think even QMB, no, they need more touches in the post. I yet have to see the triangle offense na pumunta sa one pass, which is actually the post pass, no. So medyo ako bitin ako sa kakapanood kung ilan beses ba talagang ginawa yung post pass na yon. And I think Junmar and QMB deserves that pass in that post, and let's see kung kaya ba nila atrasan or make that nice 1-2 pass. At ang point doon, at least they will get the ball near the paint, near the basket.
Alright, so let's abangan natin yan, Coach, kung gagawin nga itong adjustments, because obviously this was a sorry loss for Gilas Pilipinas tonight. Sayang, nakahabol na nung fourth quarter. Coach Dayong, maraming salamat for the analysis and the time.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Mabuhay po kayo.
Coach Dayong Mendoza here with us on the scorecard. Up next, the MVP race here in the NBA is heating up, but a 65-game rule could knock out top contenders. Is availability now more important than ability? We'll discuss that when we return right here on the scorecard. Welcome back to the scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. The NBA MVP race is no longer just about who is the best player in the league. It may be about who actually qualifies. Now, the league's 65-game minimum rule, created to combat load management and protect the integrity of major awards, is now front and center in the MVP conversation. And with about 20 games left in the season, some of the NBA's biggest superstars are walking a very thin line. So let's start with the defending MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been one of the most dominant players in basketball this year. I mean, look at these numbers. He's leading a title contender, defending champion, and putting up MVP numbers night after night. But here's the catch. He's already missed multiple games and can only afford a handful more absences before falling below the 65-game requirement. One more injury setback, one more extended recovery, and his MVP case could disappear regardless of those monster numbers and production that we just showed you moments ago. And then, of course, there's the Joker. Three-time MVP Nikola Jokic. Jokic, he's been brilliant again, but he too is on the edge of ineligibility. He can miss just one more game before he falls short of the threshold. And unlike load management cases of the past, Jokic has been dealing with legitimate injuries. The rule does not care. 65 games is 65 games. Now, Luka Doncic is also in danger. He has missed enough time that his projected total could finish just below the mark. That would mean a player many consider top 2 in the world would not even appear on the ballot. That is what has ignited this debate. Now, on First Take, Stephen A. Smith criticized the consequence of the rule, saying it has taken the decision out of the voters' hands. In the past, voters could weigh context. If a player dominated in 58 or 60 games but was truly injured, they could still be rewarded. Now, there is no nuance. Miss too many games and you are automatically disqualified. Supporters of the rule argue that availability has always been part of the MVP standard. Historically, winners played 75 or more games. But critics say it creates collateral damage, punishing players who are hurt, not rested. And here is where it gets even more interesting. If Shai, Jokic, or Doncic fall short of 65 games, the door swings wide open for Cade Cunningham. Cunningham has been durable, he has been consistent, and he has been elite. Averaging around 25 points, nearly 10 assists, and close to 6 rebounds a game, he has led Detroit to one of the best records in the league, and he is on pace to clear the 65-game mark comfortably. Now, in a season where durability may decide the award, Cunningham could become the biggest beneficiary of the rule. The irony, the MVP may not go to the most talented player this season, but to the most available. So the question now is simple. Is the 65-game rule protecting the integrity of the award, or is it limiting the very debate that makes the MVP race special? With the regular season nearing its end, one thing is clear. Every game counts more than ever. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.